Good morning and good day to one and all. Welcome to the today's session. Let us start straight away today's session. Before we go to the today's session, let us see something different. Everything in the world began with a yes. One molecule said yes to another molecule and life was born. Work is over. Life began some millions of years ago because of this yes combination. So that is the meaning how the single cell became the double to tetra to octa to many to the macro. What we are enjoying today life is because of the past some millions of years ago. So in the same way, molecules when they come close contact, or the atoms when they come close contact, when the conditions are favorable, then they started combining as per the laws of chemical combinations. Both said yes, then compound is formed and the compound to different compounds. So this is what the meaning of the statement. What we are enjoying today is because of some millions of years ago, certain set of conditions favored life on earth. That means today we are going to discuss a very special theory of chemical bonding, and which is the latest and the modern theory in chemical bonding, which is giving most of the what answers to the questions arised. I'm not saying this is the 100% ultimate theory, but this is the whatever existing today. This is the best because this is strictly based on uh, what quantum mechanical model. Therefore, people readily accepted this as the very interesting and the best theory as of now. So today we are going to discuss the most important theory of the chemical bonding, that is molecular orbital theory, uh, given by two important scientists, Hund and Millikan. Okay, he is Hund, who said Hund should of maximum multiplicity, same scientist who has worked even in the field of chemical bonding by taking the electronic configuration, and he is friend Millikan, not that Robert Millikan, this is different Millikan. So together they have put forward the theory known as the molecular orbital theory. Okay, so let us welcome once again for the today's session on molecular orbital theory by the two eminent scientists. Let us learn what are the important what features of this theory. In MO theory, molecular orbital, here MO stands for molecular orbital. Molecular orbitals form by the overlap of atomic orbitals. He has, see, overlap word is maintained in this theory also. This word we learnt in the VBT. So from the VBT, this word is taken. Overlapping is a must. Okay. Atomic orbital energy correlates with electronegativity, as electronegative atoms hold electrons more tightly and lowering their energies. That means what? Energy of an orbital is nothing but its capacity to hold or lose electron. So especially in that electronegativity, that is ability to withdraw shared pair of electron. Okay. So if that is more, it can hold tightly, right? Especially for the covalent compound. So I told in this chapter we are going to learn 80 to 85% about the covalent compounds only, covalent molecules only, covalent bonding only. Okay, so electronegativity plays most important role in this chapter. So more the electronegativity, more best is the covalent bond. Okay, molecular orbital modeling is only valid when the atomic orbitals have comparable energy. When the energies differ greatly, the bonding mode becomes ionic. That means if two atomic orbitals are overlapping, are reacting, are combining, those two atomic orbitals energy must be comparable, means not that much difference. Okay, if too much difference is there, for example, one is electropositive, one is electronegative, then they don't prefer to go for the sharing, rather they go for the transfer. Then ionic bond may form, or ionic bond will form. That's why if both are having same electronegativity, not about the same, at least difference is small. Okay, there's almost the same electronegativity, that means comparable energy. Then they go for the sharing, paka sharing. Then they prefer to go for the covalent bonding, which is explained by the molecular orbital theory. So orbitals which are going for the covalent bond formation, they should possess comparable energy. A second condition for overlapping atomic orbitals is that they have identical symmetry. To overlap one orbital on the other, symmetry also plays very important role. Okay, so when the symmetry is okay, if the symmetry is matching, okay, overlapping is okay, then effective bond is formed. Effective overlap will give the good bonding. Two atomic orbitals can overlap in two ways, depending on their phase relationship. Okay, so that means they can overlap in two ways. What are those two ways? An orbital's phase is a direct consequence of electrons' wavelength properties. Here, see, now comes the quantum mechanical model. Okay, so electron possesses two characters, wave property and the particle property. So these two properties are taken care by this theory, molecular orbital theory. One more important point I want to highlight here: molecular orbital theory is far better than Welles bond theory. Why? Because certain properties are not explained by the Welles bond theory. Welles bond theory's main idea is what? Overlapping and the hybridization. About the exact symmetry, orientation, okay, then electrical properties, magnetic properties, okay, all these properties are not explained by the VBT. VBT tells only about the mixing of atomic orbitals to give the hybrid orbitals. End. Story is end. But further, no explanation, because after the discovery of VBT, after some years, there was one theory, or there was one point came to the discussion that oxygen is showing the magnetic property. Okay, how oxygen will show the magnetic property? Earlier we thought that those who are metal or the magnetic material, they will show the magnetic property. They are being a non-metal oxygen gas, how it will show the magnetic properties. So here in the today's context, magnetic properties are explained not only on the metallic ground, on the electronic ground. The one which is having the unpaired electron, single electron, they will show the paramagnetic property, and it will show magnetic property is the latest one. This was not known and not explained by the VBT. When we learn molecular orbital theory, we will conclude that in the electronic configuration of the oxygen molecule, we find unpaired electrons. So because unpaired electrons are there in the oxygen molecule, it behaves like a paramagnetic property. So that means all these properties are explained by MOT, not by the VBT. Therefore, MOT is better than VBT is the conclusion. In graphical representations of orbitals, the orbital phase is depicted either by a plus or minus sign with no relationship to electric charge, or by shading one lobe. This point I made clear in our previous discussion, where I showed a plus mark in an orbital. Plus mark indicates the availability of electron in that area or in that region in space in 3D. Okay, so this plus minus nowhere relation to the mathematical operations. Plus indicates the availability, minus indicates the non-availability. So you want to say same thing here. So plus indicates what? In this region, in this orientation, in this shape, electron is available, so that if the same type of one more orbital comes and make a bond, they will go for the overlap and bond is formed. Okay, otherwise one plus one minus no bond. That is the meaning of this feature. The sign of the phase itself does not have physical meaning except when mixing orbitals to form molecular orbitals. The sign will not indicate any physical meaning here. Okay, no about the charge or plus in mathematics. Only it will tell about the overlapping, mixing of orbitals. That's all. Two same sign orbitals have a constructive overlap, forming a molecular orbital. with the bulk of the electron density located between the two nuclei. That means if two orbitals comes in contact, okay, in such a way that both should approach in such a way, plus sign should approach. Plus sign of the one atomic orbital should approach the plus sign of the other atomic orbital. Indicates what? Availability of electron. When the electron is available, so when the electrons will go for the sharing, then only bond is formed. So for one atomic orbital, minus is coming. For another atomic orbital, plus is coming. That means only one is coming with electron, other one is not coming with electron. So no bonding. Okay. So when the two atomic orbitals with the plus sign availability comes, then they go for the bonding. That means their electron density is more. So those electrons are under the control of the both nuclei. That is the formation of the molecule. This is what told by the molecular orbital theory. This MO is called the bonding orbital, and its energy is lower than that of the original atomic orbitals. Whatever energy is associated with the combining atomic orbitals, when they combine with the plus sign, then they go to the least energy compared to the atomic orbitals. What are combining, automatically stability is achieved. Now the features of molecular orbital theory. Two atoms come together, interact to form a bond. All the atomic orbitals on either nuclei mixed together to form new orbital called molecular orbital. This already told. The molecular orbitals are formed by mixing of the atomic orbitals of same energy. Already I told. Same thing explaining once again. After formation of a molecular orbital, the atomic orbitals lose the identity. Okay. When they lose the identity, then they have gone for the bonding. Something new is formed. Okay, so if they maintain the identity, then that means they are not combined. So atomic orbital should lose the identity, lose the property, so that something new is formed. Chemical change has to happen. Each and every electron in the molecular orbital belongs to all the nuclei of the molecules. That means if two orbitals are combining, okay, according to the VBT, so one electron is under control of its nuclei, and the other electron is under the control of that nuclei. But now in the MOT, what happens after the molecular formation? Electrons are under the control of the both nuclei. Both electrons are under the control of both nuclei. That is the specialty of the MOT. Atoms have atomic orbitals with one nuclei. Molecules have molecular orbitals with n number of nuclei. Thus, atoms are monocentric while molecules are polycentric. That means what? That means in the atomic orbitals, electrons are under the control of only one nucleus. So it is monocentric. Whereas whenever many atoms will combine, forms a molecule, then all those electrons are under control of all those nuclei. That means what? Molecules are polycentric. So there are many centers. What is center here? Center is the nuclei. Okay. So molecules are polycentric. Atoms are monocentric. That is the idea given by the MOT. So with this, we will wind up today's discussion on the MOT, and tomorrow we will discuss some other concepts in the MOT. Thank you, my dear friends.